Hello, Professor Bright here, and welcome back to the Sunless Sea, my friends. A lot has happened since our last stop at London. Our sigil-ridden navigator has continued his story. Unfortunately, nothing awaits us at port, apparently. So right now, we can't do anything with that. Not quite entirely sure why, but we'll go with it. In addition, we have a long box, which means our goal is going to be getting to Station 3. Which I thought, there you are, which is not that far away. So we'll just slip by Quakershaven, or maybe the sisters. We haven't really talked with them much. We'll go see the sisters, stop by the Abbey, then on to Station 3. And after that, of course, we'll continue our trip towards the Shellinate. Well, towards what I hope is the Shellinate. There's a lot of easterly territories that we haven't seen yet. Very much easterly and southerly that we have not seen. And tiny bit northerly as well, but my main concern is the Shellinate, because it has strategic information, and it gets rid of our old, not-so-good doctor. Our surgeon, who, sometimes lops off the wrong limb, apparently. I'm not a fan of him for this reason. So, first things first, because we have not spoken with the sisters, actually not very often at all. Haven't seen them in a while. Let's check up on them. Now, my concern is really just how... I seem to consistently be running out of supplies, which is a problem in my opinion, because I like not starving. I know, I'm weird like that. And this is a familiar story to us now. So, bye. But yes, my concern is with our supplies, because we've been running out of them a lot, and we've been starving a lot. And I'm not a fan of either of those things, because while we are a very tough captain, I would really rather not have my crew try to kill me again. Twice is more than enough. Technically 3 times. No, just twice. The first time they failed, second time they succeeded. It's tough keeping it tracked. You know, keeping it counted. Keeping track of these things. Oh dear. There's that music. Hi, Gillifleur. Not gonna deal with you. Especially because we are so close to getting our hands on the next ship upgrade. Which will make us so much tougher, so much more survivable. It will be just fantastic. And then, killing those creatures should be less of a problem, because I figure the price of repairing the ship will pretty much stay the same, while the amount of hits it can take will pretty much double. Actually, more than double. Technically, it's 2.5? Mathematics. And, what have we not spoken of? We've actually spoken of everything with these people. So, with one captain or another. Tell me of the standing stones, dear friends. Irem. I really am curious about Irem. They have glass coins and pillars that build themselves, or appear to build themselves. So, is it magic? Is it technology? What's their deal? And how far am I from getting to Station 3? There we go. Oh, no. Well, actually, do the rifts do anything to us? I know the whirlpools damage us, or at least one of them did. Nope, doesn't appear to have any effect. For the best. And, okay. I'm sure this will be a nice, safe trip. What are you? Oh, you're just a little crabby. Oh, hey, what? You're hurt. You should really be in bed. Spend time in bed. This will heal a wound. I'm wounded? Since when am I wounded? I think under my menaces. Oh yeah, when did this happen? I do not recall this. Weird. Okay. Well. That just disappeared on me? Oh. I'll butcher you for supplies. Like I had an opportunity to stitch myself back together from a wound I didn't know I had. And I guess that just disappeared when I went back to the journal. Huh. Oh well. A shame. Really a shame, because I only get 2 more wounds before I die. Should have probably just ran with it. Oh well, Station 3. Let's try delivering a long box. The only way past the walls is an unimposing but sturdy-looking triple-locked gate of silvery metal. A sign beside it reads "Deliveries." The gate stands open. Who is Sooth and Cooper, though? There are no stevedores, however, and no wagons willing to help with the heavy cargo. There is only a sign which reads "Deliveries" and a painted hand which points insolently up a rock-cut staircase. We will make a delivery. There is cargo in the hold marked for this destination, a long, low, heavy box. It'll be fun getting it up the stairs, no doubt. Up a twisting staircase. There's a great deal of grumbling from the crew. The stairs are sharp-edged and wet. The box is heavy, and its contents inclined to shift. After a few slips and a bad bruise to the shin, you resort to placing crew members along the stairs and handing the box along. There's a warehouse at the top of the stairs, but it is not, apparently, your destination. Another sign points along the narrow path towards the building with the spire. "Deliveries," it says, more aggressively this time. Someone in the spired building is singing. The song sets your teeth on edge. Well now, we've done this before, but, veils or iron? I do think it's, I don't know, would it be important to be the one that transports the cargo to them? This is all about the heart metal that's inside the corpse that's in the box. Spoilers, by the way, but I don't know. Well, we failed this last time. This one looks like it'll be easy, though. So let's break into the warehouse and leave the box there. The sign says deliveries, but doesn't mean that the deliverers are obliged to comply. The lock is made of a thick, heavy metal, and bitter cold to the touch. For some time you think you might fail, if the mechanism is actually frozen solid. But just when you think your pick is about to snap, the lock gives way. Not that it does you any good. The warehouse is so full already that when you open the door, a box falls out, glass shattering within. Pale silver liquid leaks around your feet and runs in rivulets over the stone of the path. A moment later it sets up, hard and cold as frost. "Sooth and Cooper Exports," says the stenciling on the boxes. So, am I to take it that that's liquid heart metal in there? Because if that's the case, then it's this sort of material that, so it sort of solidifies when exposed to the air. So how do they extract it then? Besides from the chest of people, apparently. Hide the evidence no one needs to know. Well, you're surrounded by the evidence of your attempted laziness. Though it might look to others' eyes like attempted larceny. No one needs to know. It's very chancy, but we'll go with it. Yes. Okay. Disposing of the box is not too difficult. It makes a splash, chucked into the water, and there's a bubbling gleam from the depths as though more of the silver liquid is leaking out. But soon enough, the box and bubbles are out of sight. The warehouse door closes too with enough effort, and you even manage to get the locks locked again. A more difficult task than unlocking it in the first place. It is the congealed metal on the ground that gives you trouble. It is very cold, very hard, and it is frozen in thin, ragged slivers that threaten to cut your hands when you try to pry it up. It is brittle, though, and you are able to smash it into flakes and pull the flakes away. At last you have done. and the scene looks no different than it did when you began. Only when all that is done do you send someone up to the steepled building to ask for help. Very good. Not much later, you are standing in the mist watching a parade of claymen. They hoist the boxes on their shoulders and march away, surprisingly quiet, towards the building with the steeple. An austere acolyte leads them, her lamp swinging on a chain. We follow because we're curious. The shipment would appear to be something other than provisions in the ordinary sense. Thumping cargo. One of the claymen stumbles and his box slips from his shoulder. There is a sound as though a sleeper's head inside had thumped against the lid, but no one wakes and the box is soon back in position. The austere acolyte directs the arrangement of the long box in the room under the steeple. There are many other boxes there already, stacked in rows, 3 or 4 times as many as you have brought. In another corner of the room is a pile of wood from previous boxes already emptied and dismantled. Singing to herself about a mountain upholstered in velvet, she takes a crowbar to the box. The corpse inside is permanently dead, in a way that the dead of London often are not. Not a drownee, not a tomb colonist, but not coming back either. It looks pale and ordinary except for the slight distension of the skin over the breastbone. Gently, the acolyte presses there and nods, singing about tulips embroidered with yellow floss. She lifts the body onto a marble slab. Without pause in her lyrics, she prepares a scalpel. Your presence does not seem to bother her. We watch with medical interest. Metal in metal. Oh. But we fail the challenge. The austere acolyte extracts, deftly and with very little blood, a heart-sized sphere of silvery grey metal. Despite your keenest observation, you cannot work out how the sphere grew there or what it is for. With a giant nutcracker, she cracks the sphere, and another sphere inside that, and another. Finally, in the center, she comes to something heavy, small, and black. She lifts it out with tongs and looks at it through her goggles. The song falters, but she manages to keep humming, though the words are lost. She puts the black and heavy thing into a jar marked with a word of the correspondence. She closes the jar and seals it with red wax. Finally, when the corpse is removed again and the marble slab wiped clean, she comes to pay you. Thank you, she says. Return another day. I may have something else for you. And we gained a secret, of which we have 13. We'll really need to be spending those soon. But, errands. What might you have? From time to time, she'll admit that there's something you can do for her. Guarding the yard? Apparently not now. A novel present. Interesting. She has a little jar of heart metal shavings, bits too small to be reused for any other purpose, picked out of the teeth of the nutcracker. We'll do that. Boiling liquids. Sooth meets you at the door. Cooper is not home. Sooth has a cauldron on the boil already, and in go the shavings. You wouldn't think they'd melt, but they go like butter, swirling into the mix. Have 'em bottled by tomorrow forenoon, Sooth says, not looking up from his stirring. Interesting. Gained more favor there. Inside the little gate, apparently nothing we can do. So we'll return later. No shops. Good to note. Okay. Stop by Saints Haven and on to new places, I think. Well, I should think anyway. Not entirely sure. All depends on what the Z brings us. Oh, you. And here I was thinking we would be without such delightful music. I feel safer already. Yep, a little bit northerly. Ah, yes. Yeah, this feels safe. Well, at least we're back to the island where I'm a hero. We don't need those lights. You kids don't need lights. You'll be fine. It's fine. Even the music is fine. See, we're already here. Yeah, you kids worrying about... Ah, yes, sleep when you're dead. You're hurt. We can burn it out. Huh. Spend time in bed, I think. Yes. Got rid of a wound that I didn't know I had before. Okay. Time, the healer. The sounds of the ship at Z, the toll of the watch bell. Your eyes drift closed. Okay. And, what are we really low on? I think we're okay on nothing. Because we burned like 5 fuel getting here. So that gives us 7 fuel basically to play around with. Kind of, not really. Um, hmm. Well, hmm. I think we'll but we're only gonna have 4 supplies in a minute. No, we'll attend another banquet. Once more. And as before, Cavi Orchestra assembles to regale you with an albino oboe concert. Yeah, you know what? I can't pronounce that. I'm so sorry. Albinoni Oboe Concerto. Lysum athletic cavies perform a complex display of Rodentine folk dancing. 9-course banquet follows. To be honest, some of the courses are a little scanty, and nearly all of them are fish, but the cavies are justly proud of their cuisine. Food's good, Captain, the boatswain announces in a tone of pleased surprise. The seneschal rolls a weary eye once more. Just because we don't take the unexpurgated gazette out here, he growls, we're not barbarians. Sure you're not. Oh, and that took out most of our terror. Oh, interesting. Interesting. So, let's get our report. Now, I recall entering Frostfound required that you have 0 to 20 terror. Well, we only have 20 left. So, on a future trip, we might be able to decrease terror at Godfall. Can't recall if they had any events that let us do that. Decrease terror at Khan's Heart, and then onward to Frostfound. Interesting. So we have a plan for a future trip, if and when the time comes. For now, though, I think it's safe to say, thank you very much for your time, and I shall see you all soon.